Honestly, I just need. Oh, we gotta talk about Sherrone, bro.
Welcome in episode number 110, baby. We're 110 over here at the St0ner Sports Radio Podcast. We got conference championship weekend to rehash. We've got round one of the college football playoff coming at you this week. We've got Thunder Update, OU Alabama, we're breaking it down. We've got NFL Talk, St0ner Sportsbook. We've got everything coming at you. We are talking everything sports here inside the St0ner Sports Radio Studio. Joining me on this Wagon Wednesday, ladies, show them off. It is Mr. Zach Hupp. And Zach, how we doing on this hump day, baby?
Nervous, I guess. I mean, really nervous. Just about Friday. It's been a while since we've been in the playoffs.
No,
It's
you're right.
back then. Back
2018?
then it was 14. Back then you had to earn it.
2018, right? Was that the
You had
last
to earn
time?
top four.
Kyler Murray, 2018, first round Alabama cook sesh.
No, 2019 we lost to that LSU team.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was
Peach Bowl.
Yep.
Jalen.
Yeah, Jalen. Yeah, you're right.
You didn't cook by Joe Burrow. You didn't cook by Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson had 4 touchdowns in the first half. I think Joe Burrow had like 7.
Yeah, Brian Thomas Jr. out there running around. It was just it was stacked.
It wasn't good, man. It was a really bad time.
It wasn't fair.
I remember that game. I pretty quick.
Yeah, it felt like it. But yeah, no, rightfully so. Let's when last time we were live, Zach, we were doing it during the Georgia-Alabama SEC championship game. Georgia, we felt like was in control. They did end up winning that game by 21, and a lot of people thought that was going to be Alabama's exit out of the college football playoff.
As it should have been.
As it should have been, yes, I agree. It should have been. They let them squeak in. They dropped Notre Dame off. They allow my Miami Hurricanes to come up. I say my Miami Hurricanes because I picked them to do it because I'm crazy. But they let them in, so I'm still alive. I don't have a lot of faith in it, but it's happening, so we have a shot. I like their shot against Texas A&M. I like the way that they're playing going into this playoff, so we'll see how that works out for the Hurricanes. Let's just start here with the first game of the afternoon. It was the Indiana-Ohio State Big Ten championship game. And Zach, this one was one of those defensive struggle games that kind of reminded me of some of the, latter SEC championships of the low-scoring variety. Just not a lot of offense. But Indiana gets it done. 2 over the 1. They flip-flop, and Indiana stamps their ticket to have the top seed in the CFP. They beat Ohio State 13-10. Julian saying 8 incompletions, 21-29, 258 and a touchdown. Bo Jackson 83 on the ground on 17 carries, and Jeremiah Smith went buku bananas crazy, 8 catches, 144 yards, no touchdowns though, and that was the important thing for the Indiana defense. What were you, when you watched this game, Zach, or look back on it? What was kind of the big takeaway here?
Just how well the Indiana defense was able to stop that offense. I mean, it felt like Ohio State was moving up and down the field, but Indiana was just able to get, stops on third down when they needed to, forcing the punts when they needed to. I mean, when you take a look at Indiana's defensive stats, I mean, you get 5 sacks, right? You get 9 tackles for loss, and obviously they get that pick. I mean, the defense was just able to disrupt Julian saying so much that the offense, just couldn't perform at the level that it's used to. And it's weird to say that considering, when you actually look at the Ohio State, stats.
Yeah, they're impressive.
Julian saying 21-29, 258, 1 touchdown. It's like he didn't really get stopped, but he did in the correct moments. And that's just how it went. Not to mention the fact that Bo Jackson, 17 attempts for 83 yards. That's not great.
Nah.
I mean, it's over 4 yards a carry, I guess. So it's suitable, but it's just not going to work against this Indiana defense. You're going to have to score a couple more points than that. And credit to the Ohio State defense. It's rough when you're a defensive player and you lose a game when you held the other team to 13 points, 1 touchdown. That's a tough game to lose. But Ohio State comes away with, 3 sacks, 4 tackles for loss. They're just not able to disrupt Fernando Mendoza as much as the Indiana defense was for Julian Sand. Not to mention Fernando Mendoza, Heisman winner, 2025.
Yeah, and
Good for him.
this solidified it
He
pretty
earned it.
much.
Yeah, he earned it. Also, only 8 incompletions from Fernando Mendoza, but on lesser volume, he went 15 of 23
Mm,
with 1 interception, 222 yards, 1 touchdown. And then, rushing wise, it was kind of a split backfield situation between Kalen Black and Roman Hemby, but they ended up combining for 121. So good enough. Receiving wise, it was just Charlie Becker. Man,
yeah,
Charlie
yeah,
Becker
it
went
was.
crazy.
Yeah,
6 receptions for 126 yards. He had a 51-yard bomb.
yeah, it was nice.
Um, so what more can you ask for from your offense there um, against this Ohio State defense? I mean, they're able to get one, and then get down the field 3 times actually for a field goal, but they missed one of them. So um, score should have been 16-10, for being honest. But I thought Indiana looked like the defensive, powerhouse that they really are. So what does that look like against Alabama or OU?
Yeah, yeah, that's
It's like
that's
a
yeah.
it's like a 10-7 kind of game.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
it's not gonna be
I mean,
pretty.
yeah, I mean, there that was kind of the surprising thing to me was I just didn't really think coming into the season that Indiana's defense was going to be as good as it showed out to be over that weekend. Because I mean,
Yeah,
because again, I mean, you look at the Big Ten as a whole. I wouldn't say they're the strongest conference out there by any stretch. I mean, they're very top heavy. They're just a little less top heavy than the Big 12 and the ACC, in my opinion. I do think the SEC is still reigning supreme currently. I think they are very far behind it, though. And a close number 2 spot was not really in the cards for them this season as far as overall conference picture. So I don't know if we really got a good look at what this defense could do until this game, particularly. And it's very impressive. And it makes you think. I mean, and the thing is could this be a preview of the national championship? I mean, it's very possible we could see these teams meeting
yeah,
again, and I don't think anybody would really be surprised. I wouldn't be.
yeah. I mean, it's tough to not take Ohio State out of that side of the bracket. Personally, we'll talk about it later, but
Yeah,
personally, I'm going Georgia
yeah, I feel that.
out of that side. But yeah, I mean, Indiana and Ohio State, I think very well could have been the national championship, and um, it's honestly kind of tough to tell who got the easier path. It's
Exactly.
almost like
Yeah.
Indiana should have just lost that game in some capacity. I mean, you're going to have to play against a really, really tough defense, no
No,
matter who wins that game between Alabama and OU. Then you're going to have to play probably Oregon, if I had to guess.
most likely.
So that's just going to be really, really tough for Indiana. And Ohio State just has a little bit of an easier path, in my opinion. Obviously, they'd have to play Georgia at some
Yeah.
point, right? But it'd be the semifinal. Obviously, you're going to play a tough team in the semifinal. But yeah, I'm just as surprised as you with the way that this defense was able to show out. Um, Fernando Mendoza just able to keep his cool under a lot of
Yeah.
pressure. I
Yeah.
think, and not have that translate into sacks.
Yeah. I think that was the really kind of like you said, the big difference was quarterback pressures for sure. And I think you look back at this game, and we kind of knew that Ohio State's defense was good because people were saying that
Oh
they were, they might
yeah,
be
it's
the
a
best
twenty
defense
million
in the
dollar
country.
roster.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Deservedly so. I'm not saying it shouldn't be. I'm just saying we expected that from them. I expected them to hold Indiana holding Indiana to 13 points was something I could see possible for the Ohio State defense without even batting my eye. Like that's very very possible for them, especially when
Very
when
possible.
people are complimenting them as highly as they are. So yeah, no, just and the thing is in the end, do people look back on this game and would you call it a good game, Zach? Is this a good game? What is it? Was it a good game or was it just kind of close on the scoreboard? And that was pretty much it.
I mean, I think like when you say good game, for who?
Well, I'm
What do
just
you
saying
mean? You
like
just like
entertainment wise for the viewer. I'm talking about for the
I
viewer.
mean, depends what you like enjoy. If you enjoy like actually watching good defense, then yeah.
But like you
But
wouldn't
I
put
would
it
say
under
most people
ESPN
watch.
Classic or anything. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the
Well, no,
yeah, because the
no.
because the score would indicate last second field goal type shit, right? Like I mean, if you had no idea what had happened, like oh, last second field goal might be a very entertaining game that they might replay. I didn't get that from this. No points in the fourth quarter, by the way. No
No,
points.
I mean, I don't know. I don't like. I liked the game. I enjoyed the game. I just don't think like. I think you're right that it's just not going to be something that like people remember
Yeah.
very much. Now we'll see what happens if they do play each other in the national championship.
And we
You know,
will admit Indiana fans will
it's like it's
remember.
tough to
Indiana
say.
fans will remember.
Well, it's like I mean, think about like the 2000. What was it like the '07 or like whatever natty it was when it was like LSU and Bama and it was like 9-6.
Yeah, yeah. All
Like
field goals, yeah.
we talk about that game still.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
I don't know.
But that was a
I think it
natty
kind
and
of
not,
depends on the
I
state.
think when you're talking about conference championships, a lot more forgettable. You're right. You're right. I
Yeah, but
mean,
like you probably don't remember much from that. Like I think it was Illinois and Purdue or no, it was like Illinois and it was a Big Ten matchup, Illinois and someone, and they went to like 9 overtimes. It's like I think it's the stage that
yeah.
really makes those games
Yeah.
classic more than anything. And this just wasn't that big of a stage. Obviously the conference championship itself has kind of dampened in importance.
Yeah.
It's like people are asking, Kirby Smart, did you not want to make the SEC championship game because, it's risky for the playoff resume and it's risky for injuries? And he's like, since when did we not want to win an SEC championship? And it's an interesting it's an interesting side effect of the playoff expansion because when it was just the four teams, you had to win a
Yeah.
conference
Yeah.
championship in order to get into that dance, unless it's like the Alabama Georgia situation
Yeah.
where you can leave out maybe a Big 12 team or something. But that's just not important anymore because you're almost guaranteed to have two or three teams from
Your conference, yeah,
the
yeah.
Big 10, the SEC, the Big 12, or the ACC that are going to get into the playoffs that don't play in the conference championship game or lose in the conference championship game. So I mean, like we see what happened with Alabama. They lose the conference championship game pretty bad,
Yeah, bad.
honestly,
21-point loss,
and
bad.
they get rewarded with a number 9 ranking, kicking Notre Dame out, and it's like, they're really not considering the conference championships then, like, they're just not.
Yeah.
They're not they didn't punish Alabama for playing that game when in reality they should've.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. No, it shouldn't have happened. Let's talk about it. 28-7, Georgia the win over Alabama. A touchdown every quarter for the Bulldogs and one in garbage time for Alabama. So technically this could have been 28 nothing, Zach, and it could have been even worse. And like you said, the committee just looked at it and goes, it doesn't matter. You have three losses, it doesn't matter. No other team that lost their conference championship had more losses other than Duke. Or sorry, other than Virginia. I mean, because Duke won, but no one had more losses than other than ACC teams. I mean, I don't understand the logic, and I don't understand how we go from 1 year having this criteria to next year. Like we need to figure something out, or else you just need to expand it to 16 already. I mean, there's just no need to leave teams with two losses out of a playoff when literally everybody at least has one, and most teams that are in only have two. And then you have Alabama, who's like the dragon that's just there with three. That's just like, are you supposed to be here? You lost really bad to Florida State, and that was the thing that people were kind of hanging their hats on, was a non-conference game that ended up in a loss first game of the year, and maybe they didn't put any weight on that either and just kind of threw that out and really did count the SEC title as a loss and counted the OU loss as a loss and just said those are two good conference losses and just threw the Florida State game out. I don't know. I don't think we'll ever really get justifiable answers that make anybody satisfied, especially Notre Dame fans, which I think me and you both agree that that team is good enough to make some noise in this first round if you were to replace them with with Notre Dame. If you were to replace Alabama with Notre Dame and it was Notre Dame OU on Friday, Not only do I think that gives OU a lot better chance to advance, considering beating a team that many times is super hard to do, but I also think that Notre Dame is proven that they are the better overall team due to the fact their losses are to two top 10 teams at the time in Miami and Texas A&M. I mean, and one of them is and both of them are in the playoff. You know what I'm saying? Like it's both of the teams that you lost to are in the playoff, and they potentially have worse resumes than you, the team that lost to them, and won out the rest of your games. Now, is Notre Dame's schedule very strong? No, but I do think that I think me and you agree they got jobbed, and I don't even like Notre Dame, and they got jobbed. I only like them. Like I laughed when it happened, but it
Yeah.
wasn't. It doesn't mean it wasn't it wasn't unfair. um,
Yeah, I don't understand that, I don't understand that ranking at all. And I'm thinking about it, the more I think about it, I'm like, yes, Notre Dame should have been in instead of Alabama, but what also like give me a reason why Alabama should be with 3 losses, right? Give me a reason why Alabama should be over Texas.
oof,
When
yeah,
like that Florida State loss, it's pretty much the same as that Florida loss for Texas.
yeah.
And then the other 2 teams that Texas lost to are playoff teams. So
Almost the same
it's tough.
resume. Yeah, it's almost the same
It's
resume.
almost the same resume, and it's like, how can you put Alabama not only in the playoff over Notre Dame, but all the way up at 9? Like,
Yeah, I mean, you would think,
in
yeah,
reality, they probably should have been number 11, and Notre
yeah,
Dame should have been number 9, and there should only be 1 group of 5 team.
yeah. I mean, and that's and you know what, we can blame Virginia for that. Um, but
But, like, I don't want Virginia in either. I want Notre
I no,
Dame and
I
Alabama in,
I think
I just don't understand what we're doing with this bracket.
yeah,
You
it's
got
yeah.
Tulane playing Ole Miss and JMU playing Oregon. Those are buys.
Well, and Tulane already got cooked by Ole Miss earlier this season. Like, what are you doing
These are buys. Like,
matching
we
teams up
see
with teams that have already played?
I love I love giving a team an opportunity. I'm all for
Yeah,
letting
yeah.
number 12 be a group of 5 team. But, like, we know what happens.
Usually,
We know
yeah.
what happens when these teams match up. USF looks like they were gonna have an amazing season, possibly made some noise in the college football playoff, and then they go and get smoked by pretty much any true Power 4 team they play.
Yeah. Unfortunate because they do have a really talented, offensive, team. I just think their defense is not as good as it was last year. I think that shows. But what was other than just Alabama, getting blasted? Was there any really other thing to take from this other than just like, yeah, we know Georgia's good. Congrats. I mean, I didn't I didn't feel like Alabama had a chance coming into that game because I felt like Georgia's mindset was we want this bye. And I think that you're right. I think Kirby Smart being like, since when did we not want to win this become a factor? And I think you saw they came out and whooped them. And I think Alabama just was. I just don't know how you can. They couldn't have had the confidence of going in there going, if we lose this game, we're fine. There's no way they could have thought that. Anybody with a rational
Yeah.
brain, there's no way Kalen DeBoer, there's no way Ty Simpson, there's no way any of these players thought that if we lose this game, we're still going to get in, no problem. Because so you can't say that they just phoned it in. I won't buy that because it just doesn't logically make sense considering what everybody was saying before that game happened and especially after, which was there's no shot if they lose this game. It's going to be Notre Dame getting in, no questions asked. Even before the game happened, they had Notre Dame projected in. It was one of those things where it's like even before this game, the decision was technically already made in the minds of a lot of media heads. And sure enough, these geriatric stupid idiots come out here and do this stuff, and it's just like, I mean, is is there an argument to be made that they're choosing the best teams over teams that have better records? You could make that argument, but if you put Alabama's roster next to Notre Dame's, I don't really see a huge drop off. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's give and take for sure at
I
certain position groups, but overall, I feel like these are two even teams.
I think it well, I think the frustration really comes from the fact that it seems like the criteria flipped during the week of the conference championships because so think about it this way, right?
Yeah.
You have Miami and Notre Dame. obviously in contentious spots for the playoff. Notre Dame is ranked ahead of Miami the week before the final rankings come out.
Yeah,
Neither of those teams played.
correct.
Miami jumps Notre Dame. What is the reason for that? Then you think about Alabama, um, Notre Dame, Texas, and it's like record was obviously the most important thing because you had teams like Texas who were ranked like number 14 because they had 3 losses. Like they should have been
Yeah,
ranked number like 14. But then all of a sudden Alabama gets in with 3 losses when a team like Miami has 2 and they're ranked below Alabama because all of a sudden the strength of schedule
yeah,
starts to matter
yeah.
more than the record does. So it's kind of tough because if it is strength of schedule, then you look once again you look at that Texas resume and you think where if it's based on strength of schedule, you can't really say that Texas has more than one bad loss. So it's just
Yeah,
tough.
it's
It's tough
very
because
yeah, it's
they
tough.
beat so many good teams, and then you look at Alabama, and it's like the only reason Alabama gets in is because they, had some good wins during the regular season, like against Georgia, and and then it's like they ignore the Florida State loss, but they don't do that for Texas.
Did
I don't understand it.
do
The
you
criteria just doesn't stay
well,
consistent.
do you think this is
You
a
can't. I can't think of a reason why Miami jumps Notre Dame if neither of them played and Notre Dame was ranked ahead the week before. I just can't think of any reason how the committee came to that conclusion. Like they just had to like change their minds. They didn't see anything different. Their minds shouldn't have changed about either of these teams. So it's like what's the point? What's the point of any rankings besides the final one if it's just going to change?
do you think this was the committee's attempt to force Notre Dame into a conference by doing something like this? Because I could see that being something where they're
Well, they
like,
can't. They can't say that justifiably,
"No, I'm not saying
that
they can't
they want
say it."
Notre no, but they can't say it with Notre Dame because it's like, "Okay, Notre Dame, we wanted you to play in, like, a conference championship, have some sort of, conference to fight for, but then put Alabama in because you're not considering the conference championships."
Well, that's what I'm
It's
saying.
like, does being
Make
in a
it
conference matter?
I will make it. As I'm saying, make it make so much stupid sense, and make Notre Dame fans and administration so angry that they do join. And then guess what's going to happen next season? They're going to take it into consideration again. You know what I'm saying? They're going to flip flop again if they
Yeah.
join. Is what I'm saying. I think this was kind of, in my opinion, a message from the college football playoff committee, whether or not it mattered to them this season, but to try to still force Notre Dame to do something to try to boost their chances or try to get them to assimilate. I don't know what you want to call it, but in my opinion, it seemed kind of dirty and it seemed kind of like a backhanded, like kind of F you to Notre Dame for not having it. But like you said, logically for this season, it doesn't make sense, which I think adds to the anger. So I'm saying it adds to the anger and makes you want to do something about it. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if there's any truth to that. I think that it would be very far fetched that is. I really do think that you're probably right, and it's just SEC bias. And I know no Alabama fan is going to say that they don't deserve to be there. I know that they've been, so spoiled and deluded by success that they just feel entitled to be here because they have that, script A on their, as their logo. I do agree that that does play a factor in it. But boy, I mean, what an unentertaining SEC championship game. Boring snooze fest. I mean, again, it just didn't have any of the hype of a conference championship game. It just wasn't close. Which leads us to another not close game. Oh, guess what? It was Texas Tech BYU 2 Electric Boogaloo. I'll spare you the surprise. Texas Tech cooked. And let me just start out by letting you kind of have the floor here. There was nothing to take away from this, right?
No, not a single thing besides the fact that we were right all along,
Yeah,
that BYU was not that good, and Texas Tech is not that good either.
no. And here's the thing, Texas Tech fans, listen up. You're not good. Okay? Your team is not good. You paid a lot for your roster. You paid the most in the conference. You won your games. You did your job. I'm not saying you didn't do your job. You're still not good. You're going to get dog walked by the Oregon Ducks. You're going to get dog walked. It's not going to be close. You're not going to hang in there. You're going to get dog walked because guess what? We're the best offense you've faced. We're going to be the best defense you face because the Big 12 fucking sucks, okay? That's all I have to say. The Big 12 sucks. They suck. BYU is the closest number 2 in the conference, and you smoke them by 30 like both times? Come on, man. Yeah, that's not competition. That's not competition. I mean, that's I mean, and that's what I'm getting at. Like, there's nothing that we can do, right? Like, we both agree that Texas Tech did what they needed to do to get where they are. There's no debating that. We're not debating that. We're just saying it doesn't make them good. It doesn't make them good. You tortilla throwing motherfuckers are not good. You're still not there.
Bounced.
You're not there. You're gonna get bounced. The only saving grace you'll have is if James Madison pulls off the incredible. And I'm gonna sit here and tell you right now, I'm not confident. I'm not confident.
Oh my God! Come on!
I'm not confident we're gonna
You're
win by
no.
20. I mean,
Oregon's gonna smoke them.
I hope so. I hope it's unquestioned.
Oregon's gonna smoke them by 40.
I hope the starters sit the fourth quarter. Okay, I hope the starters pull an SGA and sit the fourth quarter.
Second half.
I hope they do. I love James Madison to death. I love the story.
Sit the second quarter.
Yeah, I just it could be bad. It could be ugly. But no, that's all I have to say about that. I mean, congratulations to Texas Tech, but you stink. You're not good, and you'll see how bad you are when we beat that ass. That's all I'm gonna say. When we beat that ass, you'll see how bad you'll see how bad we are. You'll be like, boy, we need to get some more money funneling into this. Because again, they were saying that because I put up the graphic, $55 million NIL, well, the highest in the Big 12, right? But all of that is not going into football. I understand that. More of it is going into other sports than even the football team in general. I get that. But I'm saying this could be
$1 million on a softball player.
Yeah, I mean this will be a wake up call. You're gonna need to funnel some of that money back. You have to make that check a little bit bigger because you don't have the money to compete with a team like Oregon. Phil Knight will smoke you in the money department every day of the week. I'm sorry, he is, and we're gonna look better than you too. I love red and black, but we're gonna look better than you too, and that's just facts. Duke, Virginia. Now, talk about a game that I didn't think was going to be super entertaining. That I'm going to be honest, best game of the weekend. It was the best game of the weekend. Yeah. Chandler Morris is an absolute enthralling player to watch on a team that I don't think Virginia is super good. I don't think they would have. I think the first round game Virginia would have had. Which I think would have been against Texas A&M. I think they would have been Virginia, Texas A&M. I think Texas A&M probably would have dog walked them. But the thing is the game against Duke, this game was super entertaining, Zach. It goes into OT. You score within, the final 15 seconds of the game if you're Virginia to force OT. And, I didn't like the way it ended with the first play of overtime for Chandler Morris being a pick on a trick play. But, at the same time, I just kind of had to give my credit to the Virginia offensive coordinator to put his balls on the table like that. You put your balls on the table. Yeah. Sometimes the hammer comes down, sometimes it doesn't. And the hammer came down, and your balls look like chestnuts on an open fire.
What a call, though, man! Just what a gutsy call.
Oh, it is. It's gutsy. I mean, it's what I want my offensive coordinator to have the balls to do when the chips are down and the game is on the line. And I think that sometimes it bites you in the ass. And Duke is as bad as 8-5 looks. Duke's not a bad team. And again, all 5 of their losses were to ranked teams at the time. It wasn't like they ever lost to an unranked team. It doesn't mean that they're the best, in the country or anything, but they're the best in the ACC. Did you enjoy this game? I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was good. I mean, I think once Chandler Morris threw that pick, though, it was pretty much over.
Oh, it was over because that ended the game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, just they didn't get the ball.
No, it was over. That ended the game.
But I mean, Chandler
Morris, balls on the table, man.
In the fourth quarter, I think. Yeah, straight up balls on the table. But he came through late in the fourth quarter, was able to make some pretty good plays. But
Clutch.
Yeah, I mean, just bad performance there in overtime. Can't really blame it on him. It's a trick play. Coach wanted to throw his balls out there. Didn't work. Sometimes it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, definitely was entertaining, game. I think it's really interesting when we look at the ACC. It's like, are they Power 4?
Not this year, I don't think.
Like, should they be like Clemson?
You add Notre Dame, you would be.
Yeah, but I'm at the point now that it's like Notre Dame should be in the Big Ten.
Oh, okay. That would
And
be
like I
fun.
don't know what we're doing. I just don't know what we're doing anymore. Let's just do it. Let's just make just do it two conferences. Let's just do it.
I mean, we're on the fast track. We
And
know we are. We know that's the future. I mean, I
like lengthen the season to 16 weeks. And let's do an NFL schedule.
all right. I like that. Yeah.
Like how many Power Four teams are there? Like there's what 16 in the SEC. There's 18 in the Big
Yeah,
Ten.
it's like 60. Yeah, it's like 60
That's
or
already
something.
30. What
Yeah.
34?
It's like 70 or
And
something.
then like in the ACC and the Big 12, that's probably
And Big
like
12's got
15,
16. Yeah,
14
I
each,
mean
15, like, yeah, so we're in like getting close to the 60,
I mean
70 range.
35 teams a conference. That sounds fair to me. Everybody else relegation league.
Yeah, so like, you don't play everybody every year.
No.
Fine, you have divisions.
Yeah,
That's
fine.
how that's how it
Yeah.
works. You have division. You play your divisional opponents every year. The rest you fill out. I don't understand why we can't just do that at this point because it's just become such a mess, man.
Yeah.
Like no one knows what they have to do to be in the playoff. And if it were truly like best teams in the playoff, and if that's what we're going for is to try to have the best teams in the playoff, then there should be there's seven SEC teams in the playoff, like
Yeah.
it just doesn't make any sense to me what this
Yeah.
playoff committee's been
Let
doing lately
Vandy
and how
in.
they're making the decisions. Let Vandy in.
Let,
Like, what the hell?
let
How is
Vandy in.
Bama in over Vandy, man? How is Bama in
The
over
head to head.
Vandy?
They beat them head to head. Yeah.
No, like, tell me, like, no, like, but no, no, no. They had 2-1. They're 10-2.
So I'm saying, like, less losses. Like, literally. I mean, this year has literally just
Why is Miami in over Vandy?
taken the whole entire like qualification process and just fisted it. I mean, stockings are getting stuffed, and it's my prolapsed anus. Um, and
I mean, it's probably going to be 16 teams next year or the season after,
oh, it
to be
has to be,
honest.
has to be, it has to be. Um,
But then we're going to be talking about the team that gets left off at 17.
no, I'm not. No, no one at 17 deserves to be in. I don't give a shit.
But it's not gonna matter if they
No,
deserve to get in or
I
not.
mean,
It's not gonna be about if they
yeah,
deserve to be in the
it'll
playoff. It's gonna be, did they deserve to be in the playoff over number 16?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like did the ACC need another school, or could we have thrown in another SEC? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it'll
Like,
be it'll still
Texas
be
fans
that.
aren't mad that they're not in the playoff. They're mad that certain teams are in over them. Notre Dame's
Yeah.
not necessarily mad they're on the playoff. They're mad that Miami's and Alabama are in over them. It's like I don't see a solution to this other than NFL style.
No,
You
that is the
get
solution.
these
That is the
divisions,
no, you're
like,
right. That's the solution.
you get these division teams, you play them every year, the rest, are kinda randomized throughout, various, like the NFL does it where you play different divisions,
Yeah.
every year. You
And
might
you know
play
what?
everybody from
You know
the
what? Hey,
AFC South, and then just it's computerized
no,
from
can
that
we
point
can
on.
we
It
make
is
it more
just
fun? Can we make it
purely
more
record
fun?
and points.
How about this? How about you play your divisional games and we just put conference ping pong balls and two bingo things and we just draw opponents that way every year. I want to watch that. I would watch that. You get ping pong
Ooh,
balls drawing the rest of your schedule, but they're all on your
I have
side
a
of the
better idea.
conference and
I have a better idea.
spin
You
the
get the
wheels.
top 16 teams. You get the top 16 teams. You have their esports teams have a tournament, and places, the finishes from that determine what seed you want
Hey,
in the bracket.
hey,
And you
that'll
don't
funnel
necessarily
NIL in
have to
other
be
sports.
first is first. Listen here, if you win, let's say the esports team wins, the Call of
Tournament,
Duty
yeah,
tournament,
yeah.
whatever it is. They don't necessarily have to be number one. They can choose. They
Oh,
can choose if they want to be number four. Maybe they want to be number
ooh.
five. You know,
You're talking about the end of
I
the year,
think
right?
that's yeah. I
Mhm.
think that's how you should do it. I think
Yeah, I like that.
the team should because of the way the committee does it. The team should get to pick where they're at in the bracket.
Yeah, and the thing is, you funnel all the viewers into your school's Twitch channel, and all the subs and donations you get go straight to the NIL, right? I mean
Or
that's
better yet, you seed it right,
hmm
and you finish first. You get the first seed,
yeah.
but you get to pick who you play.
Ooh, yeah, that would be fun.
It's
Yeah.
called challenge matching. You get to pick who you play.
Yeah.
You can say, "I want them." Like, could you imagine?
Give us a
Could you
call.
imagine? Listen, tell me this.
Give us a call.
Tell me this. Could you imagine Kurt Signetti, right? He
Yes.
finishes number
Yeah.
1. He gets to choose who he plays. He comes out and he says, "Ohio State."
Again, yeah, back to back.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, and the
or
thing
like he
is
comes out and
like balls on
he's
the
like
table.
Georgia.
Yeah,
Like,
balls on.
boom,
I mean, yeah,
balls table.
yeah. Like, no, I ain't coming out here asking for James Madison. F that. We're trying to get the big boys out in the
Like,
first round.
man,
I mean, that would. Hey, hey, give us a call. NCAA, give us a call. We will sit down and we will storyboard several scenarios
could
that
you
you
imagine
will fall in love with us.
the
I promise.
viewership?
Oh,
The,
I
like, the
dude.
selection show viewership
Yeah.
if they had
I
the
mean,
coaches there
come on.
challenging?
Come on. I'm telling
Like,
you.
you get Kirsten Netty looking at Kirby Smart like, "I want Georgia round 1. Bring your dogs."
I mean, and here's the thing: if you want a shorter schedule, and you think that the NFL model is too long, all right, fine. We cut it off at 8 games, right? Then we send all the coaches out Survivor style off to an island, and then they get to they get to choose. Who doesn't want to see Kurt Signetti try to open a coconut while trying to actively vote out Dan Lanning because he won't stop singing? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
It's like God, and then oh damn it, there's freaking Kirby Smart asking for more sunscreen. Ain't got any, you pale piece of shit. Like, now start building a fire, Flintlock. I mean, it's just, I mean, I would watch that. I mean, just for a week, not even like a month like they do it. Just a week out in the middle of not even a foreign country. Just put them out in like the Keys, out off the coast of Florida or something, in the middle of hurricane season too. I mean, I mean, who doesn't want to see a bunch of rich assholes getting? I mean, I'd be locked in. I'd be locked in. And the thing is, you can
Yeah.
spread it out over like 2 weeks of TV. Give these guys 2 bye weeks in a row, and then here you go. You bring them back in looking like Tom Hanks from
Yeah.
Castaway. I mean,
And,
I
speaking of just, like, coaches in general,
yeah.
Sherrone Moore.
Oh God, yeah. What a mess. I mean, dude's a grade A Gooner. My man is a grade A Gooner. Zach, you want to tell us
I
exactly how this
mean,
unfolded? Because my jaw, I think, was
my
on the
brother.
floor and it got lower. It got lower. I mean, I was dragging it behind me like Dick Van Dyke's 100-year-old balls. I mean, I
My
can't. Yeah.
brother. These are levels of gluttony that have not been seen since biblical times.
Talking about gluttony, lust for sure. Gluttonous lust,
Yeah, no,
maybe.
he's greedy.
Good.
He's I mean, there's lust, but he's greedy.
Oh, yo,
That's what he
man.
is. He's greedy.
The Tiger
You
Woods
know,
level of greedy.
this man, not only, not only was he cheating on his wife, which, like,
Like, bad enough.
I
And
don't
his wife is
I
not
don't
ugly, by
condone
the
it.
way. Not ugly.
Yeah, but it's like I don't condone it, but cheating on your wife's not a fireable offense.
No,
That
no,
I don't think
absolutely
that should
not.
spill over. It's like it was like when they impeached Clinton for Monica
Yeah,
Lewinsky.
yeah.
It's like, like, eh,
Un-American.
whatever. It's like who? It's like he didn't commit a crime.
What's more American than a blowjob? Nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, and it's like I don't necessarily care if the coach of my football team cheated on his wife. Can he draw up a
Yeah,
fucking play?
yeah. Can you?
That's
How's the
that's
NIL
what I'm
fund
more worried
doing?
about.
Yeah,
Yeah, like, I'm worried about recruitment. I don't really care about his marital affairs.
yeah,
But this man, Sherrone Moore, he cheated on his wife, and he had been for a few years, I guess,
yeah.
with a staffer, which, geez,
I mean,
like a
easy
young
access. I get
staffer,
it.
which is not
Access.
good,
Yeah, easy
not good,
access.
because she was
Yeah.
like what 26.
Oh yeah. I
I
mean,
mean,
slamming tight
not good,
blonde 26-year-old cheeks. I mean, I mean,
brother.
I'm not a strong man.
Oh, this man. I mean, listen, he should have taken his licks on the chin.
Yeah.
You know, should have got slapped on the wrist for them being like, "Ah, you can't cheat on with a staffer, no."
Yeah, I mean, the divorce
And then
gets finalized. Yeah, we get it. Yeah, I mean,
then they suspend them. They
yeah.
suspend them for a couple games. They don't let them coach,
Again,
maybe
yeah.
3 or 4 games.
Again.
Don't let him coach 3 or 4 games, and then, he's back. But no, no. It couldn't be that easy for Sherrone Moore.
Nope.
So, this happens. The staffer reports to the, president of the
Nope.
university, the, athletic director, etcetera. what's been going on and how she felt, pressured by Sherrone more and all that. And this man has his meeting where he gets fired, and he just loses it. He drives to the staffer's house. He's trying to break. He broke in. He like took a knife from her kitchen,
Butter knife, by the
saying he was
way.
gonna kill butter
Butter
knife,
knife, by the
saying he
way.
was gonna kill himself. Like,
And her too, like kill her and then
like,
himself.
like
Wasn't
Sherrone.
there
Look at
a
Sherrone.
pregnancy
Sherrone,
thing
look at me.
involved with this too? Like she was pregnant, but he paid for the abortion or something.
I
Like
don't think. I don't. I don't think. I didn't hear anything about that. But Sherrone, brother, tighten up.
it got worse though.
What? What are we doing, man? Tighten up. You got to tighten up. What are we doing?
You
Like,
know,
brother, that was
sometimes
not the play. That
the
was not the play call.
nope, audible and it didn't pay off.
You audible. That did not work. That audible
No.
was not a good audible.
Hey,
You don't
balls
you
balls
don't
were on
go
the
for the butter
table.
knife.
Balls were on the table and the
This
hammer came
man,
down, baby.
look, and it's like, man,
Well, the thing that gets me is
then
this,
he gets
Zach.
arrested.
Yeah, then gets arrested, and like you said, it keeps going, right? Then you have the OnlyFans model that comes out and claims that he was messaging her during halftime of a one possession game between Michigan and Ohio State, and then like you said,
Game they
Zach, he
lost.
yeah, then they lose. Then all this happens. He gets arrested. He gets out of jail, and guess what he does? First thing he does, slides right into the same OnlyFans model's DMs. I mean, my boy can't help himself. He's got a disease, baby. Those demons are latched onto your loins tight, baby. I mean, I don't. I mean, I'm not a religious man, but if I was, I mean, I would be dipping my nuts in holy water. I would be. I mean, I would be repenting. I'd be 40 days out in the desert type
He
shit.
needs to relocate. He needs to go to Utah.
Hey, baby.
He needs to hang out in Utah.
Yeah, if you don't think that Kyle Whittingham being gone over at Utah isn't a sign that you might go over to Polygamy U, this is your sign, baby. You're a right fit. Um, no, just a disaster, right? Just a disaster. Um, PR nightmare. And I can't even really say I feel bad for him.
Oh
I
no,
mean,
you
because the
can't.
thing is it's like it's one thing if, like you said, you take it on the chin and you own up to it and you go, look, I'm an asshole. Like, I shouldn't have cheated on my wife with, an assistant. Stupid of me. I deserve to get canned. I broke protocol. I broke company policy, whatever you want to call it. I fraternized with a coworker. Shouldn't
Yeah,
have
and
done it.
honestly, he probably still gets canned for that, but he has a
Yeah,
better opportunity to
yeah,
get a job
someone
after
else is
that.
gonna want to take a chance. I don't know if I'm taking a chance unless I'm Ohio, because guess what? Ohio University had that happen to their coach
Well,
today.
you know who probably is? Fucking North Texas.
I mean, what?
You
Here's
know,
the
like
thing: do we even know how good of a coach he even is? I mean, my man went from
he's pretty all right.
interim head coach from a John Harbaugh national championship team, riding the coattails of that recruiting class, keeping most of it together, having a decent season last year, and then this year having another decent season. And the thing
I
is,
don't know, man. It's tough to judge. He's had other things on his mind.
oh, you think? I don't know about on his mind, maybe on his goddamn dick. I mean, like he's had. I mean, like, on his mind,
My
but
brother's starving.
I guess he's gonna be if he doesn't find somebody to hire his ass. I mean, but hey, if Art Briles can come back, you can come back, baby. That's that. Hey, if Art Briles can make it over there at Eastern New Mexico, you can make it somewhere, baby. And I'm sure it's a D1 school, because again, whatever Art Briles did is way worse than what you did, and what you did was bad. So yeah, I mean, I think it's just a mess, just a mess. But you know what else could be a mess, Zach? Friday. It could be a mess. It could be a mess for
Good.
somebody. Zach, just kind of from an OU fan's perspective here, and you know how I am with my Ducks. I'm always underselling because I don't want to get my heart broken. But you're more locked into reality than I am when it comes to your team. How I know you're feeling nervous, but just kind of break down kind of again how OU, who has claimed to be Alabama's daddy over like the last 3 times they've played, I mean, is daddy coming? I mean, you're coming to daddy's house. I mean, is that gonna have to be the difference? Because in my opinion, Zach, you're gonna have to make a 2008 style environment to even give yourself a chance to juice these players for 4 quarters. Now we know Kip Lewis loves to play Alabama. We know that. We know that. That's gonna be unquestioned. But we need to have that place deafening. I'm talking about everybody's watches. The screen is shattering. Screw. You need to get out of this environment warnings. I'm talking about windows need to be breaking. I'm talking about if there's a bad call, please throw stuff onto the field. Do it. I mean, show some passion. I mean, you really want to come back if you get cooked like that. All I'm saying is I want to see some frothing of the mouth OU fans, and I trust me, I'm not the hugest OU fan supporter here. Like I mean, there are some nasty motherfuckers in every fan base, but for the most part, OU fans pretty cordial. From other SEC fan bases, they've said you guys are pretty cordial. Time to throw that out the window. That's done. The Friday
Yeah,
is
not for
different. You
this
you
week.
can't do it. You can't do it. I mean, I would I hope that there are a lot of fights on Friday. I hope that a lot of people get into fist fights. I hope that a lot of people get kicked out because that's the kind of energy you're going to need to fuel the tenacity that your team is going to need to do this again. Because again, historically for Alabama, this hasn't happened to them since 1893. The Birmingham Athletic Club beat Alabama twice in one season. That's the last team to do it. Mm.
Yeah. Georgia hasn't?
Nope. Not in the regular
Huh.
season or what. I don't know. There's some stipulation because I know that Georgia's beaten them twice in a season. I guarantee you that.
Yeah, like
Um,
including the playoff,
yeah,
which
I
this is
don't
a
I
playoff.
don't think they're including that. So but for some reason they're including this as an opportunity, which doesn't make sense to me either. Don't look at me. I'm just telling you what the people are saying.
But yeah, I mean, I didn't want the matchup. Like it's tough to beat a team 3 times in a row. Um I just I wanted Miami,
That would have been
being
awesome.
honest. I wanted Miami. Um but we get Alabama. I think the team's confident, obviously they beat this team already
Yeah.
this season. There's a decent chance Ty Simpson's not playing.
Really?
Yeah, he's apparently tweaked his back, I think.
Oh.
Um, like he might not play. R. Mason Thomas is apparently trending to come back,
No, he's
so that's
officially
gonna be
back.
good.
Yeah, officially back.
Yeah, all right, there we go. He's back. So I mean, I think the team's gonna have a boost. But man, I don't know, like, this is really gonna be a coaching matchup if I were to guess it, which pretty much was last time too, but, now you got even more film on each other, you got more experience against each other, and this is gonna be, Kalen DeBoer and Brent Venables, calling against each other for a 3rd time in 2 seasons. Um, but they're probably the most familiar with each other at this point. In the SEC, they probably don't have another opponent that they've locked in more for besides maybe Brent with Steve Sarkeesian. But I don't know, man. This one's going to be tough. It's going to be a 13-10 kind of game. It's gonna look a lot like that LSU game. I think with OU had with LSU. It's going to be a dogfight. I think it's going to be a turnover game. I think whoever has the most turnovers is probably winning this game. Or not, gets the most turnovers, not has the most turnovers. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be defense all the way. And if
Yeah.
I like the scenario that it's defense all the way because I think OU's defense is the best defense in the country. Um, but man, it's gonna be tough to beat them again. I'm glad we're in Norman. I think that helps a lot. Um, beat them pretty bad last time in Norman. Obviously the one in Tuscaloosa wasn't as bad of a beating as the one in Norman. So I hope we can bring that back, that kind of atmosphere. And yeah, I mean, I would say look out for a big game from Kip Lewis. Um, look out for R. Mason Thomas to make big game, and to come back for his season. But yeah, I don't. I'm just, and I think most OU fans feel this way. I'm just so shaky on the tier right now, man. Like that. that LSU game, he did not look good. I mean, he looked bad. You throw picks like that, you can't look that way against Alabama. You're gonna have to take care of the ball more. We're
Yeah.
gonna need some running back to step up a little bit. Javonte Barnes apparently might be playing.
Really?
Um, yeah,
Oh,
apparently
better
he
than
might
Jade
have a shot
Not.
to come in. Better than Jay Nott, and I don't hate Blaylock in this game
No,
either.
no, he's been decent.
Um, I think you're gonna need a big game from Satania, on offense. You're gonna need that speed. I would say Satania and Kanik, honestly.
I
I would
mean,
I would say, like,
Burke's got to
offense, I
show
think
up.
those 2 guys are the key. I don't know if Burks has to show up as much as he just has to be,
Well, he has to be
uh
either a valid decoy that gets doubled, or to allow other people to eat,
yeah.
or he's got to eat.
Yeah, like, I want him to get some good yardage, like, I want you to, like, if it's not there, I wouldn't mind, like, just a shot to Dion Burks, even if he ends up throwing it out of bounds to avoid an interception, just to show that we
Yeah,
want it to
yeah,
Dion.
because you haven't thrown the
Then,
ball down the field all season.
yeah, and then in, man coverage situations, you get a safety and, a corner matched up on Dion Burks. Getting a double like that could really open up the field for a cross from Satania. Um, Which those have been the routes that have gotten him
Yeah,
touchdowns most.
yeah,
If you really go back and look at the tape, Satania on a cross, a deep cross, is going to probably get a touchdown.
yeah, he's
Just
fast.
the way that he's so fast, and the way that a cross works is that, even if you have guys behind you, you're just as long as you can pull some guys
Yeah,
to the left side of the field, like, you're gonna open it up over there, and then you have maybe 2 guys to beat, and he's fast enough to do that. He's one of the fastest guys in the country.
and if the other
Um,
player he's crossing with is Burks, I mean, you got to pick your poison at that point.
yeah, I mean, that's forcing a linebacker to make a choice, but it's also forcing, if they have another deep safety, that's forcing that safety to make a choice. Um,
And it comes down to
Now the
offensive line
question is,
protection to
like,
give your quarterback the time to find them.
well, I don't know. I don't even know if it comes down to that. I mean, obviously that's important. I think it comes down to Mateer making the right read.
Yeah. They've said he looked a
Like, I
lot
don't know
better.
if
They
this
said he'd been
guy.
throwing with that strap off his thumb this whole entire time after the LSU game. So they said it looks a lot better than it has. I don't know if that's going to affect it much. When you talk about Ty Simpson not playing, the backup is Keelan Russell, the freshman. Big guy. I
Yeah.
mean, he's 6'3", 194 pounds. He's only played in 2 games this year. The Louisiana Monroe and Eastern Illinois game. I mean, combined, he's 11 of 15 for 143 yards and 2 touchdowns. His longest pass is 30 yards, and the longest run he's had all season is 9. Um, Obviously, having him in the game probably changes how this defense attacks Alabama's offense, but I think it also could create problems because you don't really have much to work on with him being the backup. Um, Obviously preseason, people thought it was going to be the Mac kid, uh, Austin Mack, that was going to be the backup. He's 6'6". He's a big dude, but I guess they
Mhm.
didn't think that he was the guy after the season started. 6'6", 235. He's built like Cam Newton, plus a couple inches. And he's got similar stats. He's not played in any game other than the Louisiana Monroe, Wisconsin, or Illinois game, and in the Wisconsin game, he only was in there for one play. So you would have a couple guys probably come in and take snaps for Alabama, but if that were to happen and Ty Simpson somehow, some way, the back keeps him from playing, which I don't know if that's going to be the case, but even if he does play, you and I both know that a back is not something that's going to be 100% by Friday. There's no way. There's no way. So even if he plays, he's not going to be at 100%. And we saw how Taylor Wine lit him up. We saw how this defense lit him up last time, and that was on the road. So I can only imagine how juiced the guys would be to get after a guy that, in my opinion, when you have a back injury, you're kind of even more of a sitting duck. You just don't have the ability, depending on if it's lower, upper, middle back, to really get into a running motion quickly, or escapability is going to be a problem. There's going to be some bad side effect, and that might even be range of motion when torquing your hips to throw. You know what I'm saying? It could be something like that. So we'll kind of keep that probably on the in the forefront of this whole entire thing, because that's a game changer. But how do you feel if that is the case and they have to go with somebody else?
I mean, I don't know how much it changes. I mean, I think it's just such a defensive matchup that I don't know if it matters who's back there
Yeah.
for Alabama. I mean, any like yardage is going to come from short yardage checkdowns. You know, maybe an explosive play here or there. You know, some busted coverage. I'm just not seeing it.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if that. I mean, you probably feel better about winning, though. I would think. Yeah, I would think that would
I
kind of.
mean, I really don't know, man. Because even if it's a backup, I don't know if I'd like Mateer more than him.
Yeah,
Like
well, I
it's,
mean, hey, that's
I
fair.
don't know.
I'm not saying that's an unfair take. I just wanted to know how that affected your mental. Um, but yeah, that's the first game of the college football playoff happening Friday, which leads us into Saturday. Um, and it starts off with a banger, in my opinion. Miami and Texas A&M. Carson Beck coming in, 25 touchdowns, 10 picks, 3,000 yards on the season. Offensively, Miami does lead every statistical category when compared to the Texas A&M skill position players. But again, we're talking about ACC competition versus SEC competition over the course of a season. So I'm not surprised that Miami's stats offensively look a lot more daunting than a team like Texas A&M, who for an SEC team still put up one of the best offensive performances on a week-to-week basis for the most part. Um, Look, Texas A&M favored by 3.5 here. Obviously, a lot of people are leaning towards the Aggies to get it done at home at Kyle Field, early in the afternoon. How are you feeling about this game, and do you think this is going to be the best game of Saturday?
Um, well, first, let me clarify. Are we just gonna do the sports book here since we have the odds in front of us? Or are you just gonna
Um, yeah, we can
quick
double
picks
up.
here?
Or do you just want to pick winners here and then jump into numbers later?
Well, I mean, my winners are basically gonna be my picks.
All right, well then I'll cue the music up. God damn it, cueing the music. We're heading to the sports book, early sports book, folks. Cause guess what? I mean, two birds, one stone. Why not? Go ahead, give me your pick. Texas A&M, Miami. Who you got?
All right. Well, so starting with Texas A&M and Miami, I'm seeing A&M favored by 3.5, over under at 51.5 points. Um, I'm not gonna lie, not seeing a ton of points in this game.
Oh,
I
okay.
would take the under on this one in terms of the 51.5. But I am going to take Texas A&M to win this game. But I'm going to go ahead and take Miami to cover the 3.5. I think this one's going to be a field goal kind of game.
Miami covering the 3.5. Um, awesome, awesome, possum. Look, I'm gonna go with Miami money line, baby. I've got to ride with my dark horse. I told you this was your national champions heading into the season. I will not be denied. I will stick by the courage of my convictions, and I will go with the convicts out of Miami of Florida to get the dub. Give me Miami plus 140 on the money line.
Love
Zach,
it.
that takes us to the second game of the afternoon. Cue it up. It's Tulane again, traveling to Oxford to play Ole Miss. This game was a blowout in the early ons of the year when they faced in the non-con. What are your thoughts? It's Mississippi, favored by 17.5. Over under is actually 56.5. Because the over-under on the Miami game
I'm
has
going to
gone
take
down, Zach, on DraftKings to 48.5. Just throwing that out there.
I'm going to take Ole Miss to cover the 17.5. I think they're going to beat the absolute shit out of Tulane.
And I'm going to join you. Sorry, Tulane. The green wave crashes into the rocks at Oxford, and you get blown out again. No surprise, no fries. Put it in the bag, baby. It's Dunsky, which leads us to the most unexciting game of the evening, the nightcap, 6:30 p.m. Central, 7:30 Eastern on TNT, HBO Max, and True TV. depending on who you want to listen to. It's the Oregon Ducks, favored by 21 against the James Madison Fighting Dukes. This one's over-under is 47 and a half. Your thoughts?
I'm going to take Oregon to cover that.
Oregon minus 21.
I think Dan Lanning's going to make a point to go out there and score a shit ton.
Well, Evan Stewart will be back. That's a big factor, too. Evan Stewart coming back, first action of the season for Evan Stewart after getting hurt in practice early on before the season started. So another big weapon for the offense. Dante Moore frothing at the mouth with that. I'm going to take the over 47 and a half here. Points. I like the final score. My final score is 42-24. I think we will give up some points. I just don't know how locked in our defense is going to be. So I'm going to give James Madison some credit. Some garbage time touchdowns late. Let's say it's 42-10 heading into the fourth and they tack on a couple. That's kind of how I feel this game is bound to go, because we'll have our second unit in probably defensively by then, I would hope. But yeah, I'm going to take the points over 47 and a half. And that,
Yeah, we got to pick on the OU game.
Yeah, and that leads us to the game we just talked about. OU, BAMA. OU favored by 1.5. Over under 39.5. Dak.
I think the safest bet here, and I'm going to take this one as the safest bet, is the under. That's an absolutely ridiculous line. I think the over-under for points on this should be literally, I think it should be set at like 31.
I mean, like, you probably are not alone in that wheel of thought.
And I would probably still take the under. And so I'm picking OU to win this one. I think they'll cover the 1.5. But man, it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be so defensive. It's probably going to be like a field goal difference in this game, or it might be like seriously like a 7-6 game.
I mean, could
like it could be that. And I'm talking like pick six, touchdown, and then 2 field goals from Alabama. Like this game has every ingredient to be an absolute nasty. I mean nasty defensive struggle. So if I were putting a ton of money, if I'm putting the house on something on this game, I'm putting it on the under. And then, I think, I'm picking OU to win. I'm picking them to cover, but I think Alabama is going to be close enough that, like, I think picking Alabama to cover the 1.5 might not be a terrible move. But if you're going to do that, you might as well just take money line, in my opinion. So.
No, that's 4 picks. Let's put $400 on it. We'll put 100 on each pick. I don't care. It's end of the year. We'll treat ourselves.
There we go.
$400 to win 5 G's with Zach's picks. So good picks there. For Zach, we have Miami, Florida plus the 3.5, Ole Miss minus 17.5, Oregon minus 21, and the under in the OU Alabama game as picks. What are your locks? You got lock, probably the under there. I'm guessing is one lock, and what?
Yeah,
Ole Miss minus
17.5. Yeah.
Yeah. Not surprising there. I like those picks. And that, folks, is the sportsbook and our predictions for the first round happening this weekend. So 2 birds, 1 stone. Zach, we have a couple minutes here. Do we want to get into anything NFL wise, or do we want to move on to a couple stories I have lined up? Your choice.
Why don't we just make a little Super Bowl prediction?
Okay. I
can come from each side.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm just gonna say I'm gonna make a quote. I'm just gonna say Rams, in my opinion, are coming out of the
You've been
NFC.
hot on them.
Yeah, I mean, they're half my fantasy team.
They are. That is true. That is true.
And yeah, for people that don't know, no one would know, but I have Matt Stafford, Kyron Williams, Puka Nacua, and I just picked up Colby Parkinson off the waivers, and I'm
good pick.
Thinking probably gonna start him.
I would.
This next week in the semifinal.
Anytime touchdown.
I have, and with all of these Rams, I have an 8-6 record somehow, but I have the most points for by over 100 points. And this team has just produced. I'm averaging like 160 points on sleeper in a PPR league that puts a lot of emphasis on deep touchdowns, and getting good yardage plays. So I'm feeling really confident with my Rams. So much so that I'm in my money league. They're literally half my team. I have that much faith in the Rams, and I think they're gonna win the Super Bowl. But obviously, I also think they're gonna come out of the NFC. Out of the AFC, I'm taking the
That's
Patriots.
right, baby.
I just think I think it's
Even after
tough
what happened
because
on
I think
Sunday.
yeah. So like I would take three teams from the AFC, and like it's kind of a coin flip for me, between any of these teams, and the Bills, the Patriots, and the Broncos.
Yeah.
Um, the reason I'm not picking the Broncos is because I just don't trust Bo Nix
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I
in
said.
in
There
those
was
situations. Um,
Denver
yeah, I'm just
fans
not
won't
not a boner,
Denver
man.
fans
Not a
won't
boner.
accept that, but that's going to be the key. Denver fans won't accept that, but you'll go as
Yeah,
he
like
goes.
I
You'll go
just
as he
don't
goes.
see. He'll go as he goes, and that defense is good.
It is.
That
It's
defense
real
is good.
good.
I just don't know about Bo Nix in a playoff situation like that. I'd much rather have Drake May. And then it's like the Bills, they're really not that good of a team, but they have Josh Allen. So
Yeah, well, I mean, and if you fall asleep a little bit and stop pressing the foot on the gas, they'll come back and cook you. Found that out.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, got to
Um,
step on that
so yeah,
throat,
those would be the
boys.
teams I would take. Those would be the two teams I'm taking in the Super Bowl, and then I'd pick the Rams to beat the Patriots in the Super
Yeah,
Bowl.
that's probably
Give
fair.
Drake May a little fuel for the next couple of decades.
Yeah, I like that. You know what?
You can't win your first Super Bowl. You get spoiled. You can't have that.
No, of course not. You gotta feel pain first. That's the rule. You gotta feel pain. If you don't
I
feel
guess
any
Tom Brady
pain,
did.
I mean, he did, but he wasn't expected to play in it though. He didn't start all season, so you can't really say that he was really in a position where he would have even been
Yeah,
nervous. Because I mean, what did he have to lose? You know what I'm saying? Like you put me in, I'm the backup. I'm playing with house money
yeah.
technically. That's the way I look at it.
It's
Look,
true. It's like Nick
for
Foles.
for me, AFC wise, I'm kind of with you. It's between those three teams for me, but I'm gonna give my edge to the Patriots just because again, we were up 21-0 at halftime. I think if we were actually playing this as a playoff game, I don't think we would have let off the gas. I think really we started letting off the gas at the end of the first half when we went for three instead of trying to push it to try to get 28-0. And it kind of progressed into the second half. We kind of just got too comfortable. NFC wise, I do like the Rams pick. I really do. And I think me and you both agree that their biggest competition is going to be Seattle. Um,
Yeah.
I do think that's going to be the thing. Um,
Yep.
I mean, dream scenario for me is obviously Bears Patriots because I feel like we could win that. That's my dream scenario. I don't like
Ooh.
the Bears, but hey, they're on a hot streak. And I don't really have any other teams other than the Rams and the Seahawks. They're definitely the third on my list is the Bears right now. I can't trust the Eagles. Can you trust the Eagles? I can't. I
I don't
mean,
know. I would still take the Packers or the Lions.
I I mean, yeah, if they can find a way to get back in the conversation if Chicago starts to fall off. But the problem I have with that though is the fact that Chicago's schedule is they've got two tough ones. They got two tough ones left, Packers and Lions. Technically three if you want to count the 49ers in there. If they even win one out of those three, the other two teams, their schedules are not that favorable. They're just as tough. I mean, Lions, their last three games are Steelers, Vikings, Bears. I mean, that should be 3 wins in a row if I'm a Lions fan, but I think that the toughest one you're going to have is probably the Bears game. If you go 2-1, and you're a Lions fan and Chicago goes 1-2 in their last three, I mean, you're still down a game to them in the NFC North standings. They have a chance to play them in the playoffs, but you're not going to win the division. Packers wise, I mean, this is probably one of the tightest divisions in the NFL this year. They've got Bears,
Oh yeah.
Ravens, and Vikings. Ravens is a tough one. Bears is a tough one. But even if you go, I mean, if they go 2-1, you're 11-5. The Bears would be 11-5, but the Bears would have and you would possibly be even on wins because you would play each other twice and you'd be 1-1. It would come down to some other, like-minded schedule lineups there. I don't know. That's the toughest one for me. I just like the Bears right now because of the vibe. I'm just vibing. But realistically, I think you're right. I think a Rams Patriots or Rams Bills or Rams Broncos is probably the way this thing goes. I'm I'm gonna switch it up. Give me Seahawks Patriots. Give me a rehash of the please run the ball Super Bowl. Give me a rehash of that. If it even came down to anything, closely as cinema as that game was, I'll be happy. Even if I lose, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
I mean, because like you said, I don't think anybody expected us to even be in this conversation with the season started. I didn't think we were gonna be here. I was not even on the Drake May train at all after we drafted him after last season, and I don't even know if I should be on it still. But I am.
Wow.
I'm conducting the train right now. I'm a believer. I think this kid is the real deal. I haven't trusted quarterbacks out of North Carolina for a long time, a la Mitchell Trubisky, a la Sam Howell. I mean, I have not trusted UNC to develop NFL quarterbacks that my team needs to be drafting. But every once in a while, you hit one out of the park, and he could be the future of this organization, bar none. He shows talent and flashes every week. He's very efficient with the football. They just need to let him throw the rock, baby. Let my man throw the rock. And, give it to Ramondre Stevenson occasionally. My man's a workhorse. I love having him back there. I think he's actually kind of a Walmart Marshawn Lynch. You can give it to my boy. The dreads can push my man. And Travion Henderson has come on late, and I knew me and you were really high on Travion Henderson going into the draft. We thought that was a great pickup for them, and he didn't really show up until these last 5 weeks as someone that's come onto the scene. And I think his coming out party was possibly this Bills game. He had some great plays in that Bills game, and I think that you're gonna have to watch out for him. So yeah, I think that's good picks for us there. I think that's kind of where this season is headed, and I'd be really excited if it is. And let's just talk about these last two stories. I got two stories for you, Zach. Can we talk about Joel Klatt? Can we talk about Joel Klatt and his absolute CTE brain? Can we Joel Klatt, ladies and gentlemen, we all know Joel Klatt as a college football analyst, former Colorado quarterback, saying that March Madness, the NCAA basketball tournament, is the dumbest thing in sports because you never get the right team lifting the trophy. It's BS. These first round upsets make it unbearable. They should, shorten the field to 16 teams for the NCAA tournament too, because that's the only way you're gonna, get a good national champion. To him, respectfully, Joel Klatt, fuck you. Fuck you, Joel Klatt. I'm just gonna be honest.
Don't talk about March Madness that way.
Yeah, you un-American, Israeli psyop fuck.
Bitch.
Yeah. I guarantee you, he's taking money from
He's
APAC.
Doing it for the media. He's doing it for the media.
He's doing it for the media.
He's doing it for ESPN. He's doing it for the big sports media.
I hate it.
You know why? Because they don't like it when fucking Furman goes out there and has a great fucking run. They don't like that shit because they don't sponsor those teams. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Let me
Fuck
just
your tournament. Fuck Joel Klatt. That man has been going crazy with hot takes because he wants to get as many clicks as he fucking can. So he goes on a random podcast and he's like, I fucking hate March Madness. I got a crazy hot take. Fuck March Madness.
Yeah, like what
stupid.
the hell is wrong with you?
After never fucking saying that in his entire life, brought that out of nowhere. By the way, they're talking about the college football playoff, and he's like, you know what? I fucking hate March Madness. And also, this man has just been making some weird takes. He's saying that like Texas should be in the playoff over Oklahoma. He was
Yeah.
saying things like. He was putting Bama and as like the sixth best team in the country.
Wellness check. Get a wellness check on my man.
Like what's going? Like he's just putting out hot takes for engagement, and it's sad because I used to like him.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is like I used to respect Joel Klatt. I just can't anymore. You can't be saying shit like this and expect me to be like, oh yeah, what he says is like pretty good. I mean, I'm almost off the Josh Pate bandwagon. I mean, my boy's been saying some outlandish shit the last couple weeks too. I don't know what the hell's going on with these dudes, but these takes are so bad, and I know this is what they want. They want us to be mad about them. I get that, but it's just like at some point we have to.
I'm not mad about the take. I'm mad that they're doing it.
Yeah. It's the stupidity, right? It's like you don't have to have it be the most stupid thing you've ever said. I mean, that's not what a hot take is. A hot take is something that's based in reality, but is still, controversial. There's no based in reality where they're going to shrink the NCAA tournament down to 16 teams, you piece of shit. I mean, what are you doing? And this is one of the most
It's
beloved
just because
sporting
it's
events in
cadets.
this country. In this country. And you're crapping on it? Oh, yeah, that makes you look real good, Joel. Yeah, that makes you look real nice.
I mean, but this is the product of Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless,
It
you
is.
know, and
My
they've just
goats.
ruined old sports. Yeah, they just ruined old sports media with how successful their debating show was because now that's all you can do.
Yeah.
It's the only thing you're allowed to do anymore is have a debate show about sports, and then it's like who can have the craziest take, and
Yeah,
that's all.
it's
That's
yeah.
all it's become. I
It's a
mean, you
pissing
watch NBA
contest.
coverage
Yeah.
these days. The only like watchable sports media anymore is inside the NBA with TNT. It's not TNT anymore, but whoever the fuck it
ESPN,
is,
yeah.
I guess it's ESPN. But like those four guys are the only like watchable media because they don't force anything, and it's like you watch like Kendrick Perkins on you're talking NBA, and it's like he just wants to say weird shit and just wants to throw out weird takes. And now you
He
got like
does.
Joel Klatt, Josh Pate. They're just putting out random takes to try to get people to click on their show so they can comment. I mean, we know the game, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah, we know that. We
you
try,
say
but
things
the thing is,
and you
ours are
comment.
based in a little more
And then you get
reality.
comment. Yeah, and like you get angry comments, and it fuels more people to respond to those comments. You get more engagement, but there's got to be a point where you put your respect. Like you got to have like self-respect, and you don't want people out there thinking like that you think JMU's got a shot against Oregon.
Yeah.
You don't want to go out there and say I got Tulane over Ole Miss. You don't want people thinking that because then it's all of a sudden that you don't know ball.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And I don't know if Joel Klatt's take is necessarily not knowing ball more than just not knowing American sports culture. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just again, like
Well,
you
they've
said,
been gone. They don't know it, man. They're part of that fucking.
the
They're part
machine,
of the
the
media,
machine,
man.
the
They're part of the
machine.
machine. They don't know what the fans want.
No, they're again, they're not real fans. Josh Pate being like, "I'll be in Norman on Friday, game of the week." Like, I mean, yeah, brother, but you're over here saying that we shouldn't have any group of 5 teams in this at all, which again, another joke take. I mean, look, I understand that with the college football playoff, because the field is smaller, there's less of an excuse to let a group of 5 team in. I get that. I think me and you can both agree that there is something to be said about the fact that, obviously a Notre Dame or, whatever we're talking about would be better than JMU and Tulane. We understand that. But these teams have done it the right way. They've won the games they needed to win. They've gotten their teams to these records that are very impressive. They've won their conferences, all that stuff, right? They've met the criteria that you set out there, and this is what you get. You get 2. And, I get that, Paul Feinbaum's old decrepit ass and all these other people that are like, well, we just need to let the best teams in. Then why did you ever not just start out with 16? I never understood why we started out with
Well,
4 in
if
the
it's
first
just let's
place.
just let the
Why did we
best
start out
teams
with
in, then
4? It
just
should have been 16 to begin with.
well, no, if it's just put the best teams in, just put the preseason rankings out, and boom, we'll crown a champion right
Yeah,
there.
okay, yeah, you're right. I forgot that's my whole entire shtick is fuck the preseason polls and wait till week 4 and we could get this thing right and everybody can shut the hell up. But you would still have to let in, some group of 5 schools, right? I mean, you would have to. Or are we negating that at that point? I
Well, the
again,
point is that it's the way that games are valued, right? Because
do
obviously,
would
like,
you feel better?
neither of us can sit there and say a fucking undefeated JMU is more impressive than a 10-2 SEC team.
So would you
It's
rather
not.
and here's a question, would you rather have it to where all the conference champions, all 8 or however, like 8 conference champions get buys, right? And then you just have all group of 5 teams that have impressive records playing in the first round against each other. So you would just have like Tulane playing JMU. You would have, what was the other school they were throwing out there besides James Madison and Tulane?
It was North Texas.
North Texas. You'd have them playing, I don't know, USF or something. You know what I'm saying? You would have those teams playing each other for these games this week, and then all the teams that are playing this week would have buys. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you you would let all these group of 5 teams in, and they would get smashed in the second round if they won, probably, you would think, unless, like I said, they would get lined up with because one of those winners is going to get lined up with Tulane. One of those winners is going to get lined up with JMU. You know what I'm saying? You would give these teams a chance to win 2 games instead of 1. They either get smoked in the 3rd round probably, but the thing is, you would add that extra element, and I think that could be something that if you want to include Group of 5 schools, that would probably be the best way to do it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think
mean,
so.
because no one's gonna complain about technically 4 play-in games. Who the fuck cares about that? I mean, we would watch, but it would be just 4 other bowl games. You know what I'm saying? And put them in decent bowl. I mean, make the Pop-Tarts Bowl, make some of these bowls, those first round Group of 5 matchups for a chance to go play a conference champion. And like I said, you would at least have 2 or 3 chances to play a mid-level conference champion and not be forced into a Power 4 school in the 2nd round straight off the bat. I think that would kind of be the way to go.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I mean, there's really not a solution.
Yeah. So hire us, call us. Zach, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Boomer Sooner.
Yeah. Go Ducks. Beat the Dukes. Get it done. And for all you Stoner Sports Radio heads, keep a stick on the ice. Good night, Canada.